Hi YouTube. I just wanted to do a short video about my experiences yesterday when I was nabbed by a salesperson for a brand called Orogold, and that's all I've got to show you about this. It's a sachet of a 24K moisturising day cream. And I just thought I'd do this video because it was quite interesting analysing the hard sell on a product I didn't know anything about, but I've since done a bit of research. I've Googled it, and quite a lot of the material about not so much the product itself, although there are slightly concerning things about the product, but mostly about the sales techniques that are being used that I turned up when I Googled. Most of the information relates to what's been going on in the United States, where consumer protection laws are pretty different from over here. In some respects, I would say they are more stringent. Certainly the consumer has more rights than I think they do in the UK and the EU generally. There's less material about what's happening in the UK, and it does look to me as if this outfit, which seems to be franchised out to independent sellers, is moving more to the UK. Basically what happened was I was walking along Longacre in Covent Garden, London. I had a few errands to do. Now, Longacre and Covent Garden is not an absolutely premium area of London, but equally it's what I'd call mid to upmarket. They have a lot of the medium range chains along there. I was actually going to H&M to pick up a jacket that I'd seen on the website, but they have LK Bennett and Whistles and those sort of shops. And in the near vicinity, the slightly more upmarket designers. So it's not a down market area. And I was collared outside one of the newer shops, or the outlet newly occupied, by a guy who gave me, he wanted to give me this sample of what he described as a new product. And although I'm fairly savvy and, reasonably pushy at getting what I want, I have to say I got into the shop very easily. He said, come in, I want to show you something. Can I ask you what skin products you use? And, I answered quite briefly. And he had me inside and seated down, and then I got very much the hard sell for these Orogold products. And the sales pitch was quite hazy on what the unique sales point was. Partly it's 24 karat gold, which they sell as being used in ancient beauty techniques, i.e. if the Egyptians did it, it must be good for us, which of course is a load of tosh, because the Egyptians put all sorts of stuff on their face and bodies which turned out to be absolutely poisonous. And I must admit, other than the fact that gold obviously reflects light, so cosmetically it can look good on the skin, I've never heard of it actually having any particular benefits for the skin. He was also giving a lot of loose spiel about antioxidants, which of course are good for the skin. The question is how you deliver them. And, various other things. He patted an eye serum on my skin, first of all, which felt perfectly pleasant, went on about my lines, dark circles, blah, blah, blah. Also then put on an eye cream for dark circles, which immediately was stinging. So you had to take that off straight away. And then he used an exfoliator, the good old trick on the back of the hand, rubbing it, all sorts of beads come up. Of course, they, just use a chemical that reacts with the heat of the skin to bead up. It's not actually flakes of your skin that it's being shown to exfoliate off. But it was a very hard sell. Now, I have to say, we never got to price points. And at this point, I basically said, well, thank you very much. I'll take away the product you've given me, the moisturising day cream, and try it and see how I get on. And he then turned slightly hostile, saying, well, you've wasted my time. And I said, well, excuse me, it was you who asked me in here. I didn't particularly want to buy anything. And why are you not buying? Which product do you like? I said, well, I have no idea. No, I never, ever would buy a product that I'd never heard of without researching it and without taking away a good size sample to try it. And any reputable brand is going to give you that sample to try before you come away. And so I left the shop at that point. Doing the research on the internet, it looks as if in the United States there has been a fair amount of controversy about very similar sales pitches to the one I've described, but then going on to offer purportedly massive discounts on very, very expensive products. As I say, a price was never mentioned to me. We never got to that stage. So that people literally hand over $600, $700, $800 on the basis that they have got thousands of dollars worth of regime and that they can bring it back within 14 days. But in fact, when they look at their receipt, the receipt clearly states that they cannot. Now, in fact, that kind of scam wouldn't work in the same way in the UK because we can't generally bring back opened products unless they're defective for a refund in the way you commonly can in the United States. You know, once you buy, that's it, you're stuck with it here unless the item is not fit for the purpose for which it was intended. So, for example, if you bought, cosmetics and they generated a clear allergic reaction, then it wouldn't be fit and you could come back and get your refund. But you can't bring back just because you change your mind or you basically don't like the smell of the product or you just don't like the product generally. So I think probably, we have to be a little bit more careful and cautious about what we buy because of that. So I'm not sure the scam would work in the same way. But it does look as if it's these kind of very aggressive sales pitches. And I think one has to be careful about whining about that too much because the reality is, nobody forces you into buying something. Although we've all been there, as I say, I'm reasonably assertive and I've definitely bought things, not usually due to an aggressive sales pitch. I'm far more vulnerable to a very complimentary and flattering one than generally with clothes. But when I looked at the ingredients of this sample, I haven't tried it yet. The main ingredient is aqua, brackets water, glycerine, which is a low quality, item to be putting in premium skin product, propylene glycol, which is basically a lathering agent, as I understand it. You get it in very common drugstore shower gels, soaps. Sunflower seed oil, again, low-grade product. Petroleum's down there. Again, I wouldn't expect to see that in a good product. And a whole load of other items. Then right at the very, very end, gold, so i.e. the lowest amount. So not a very promising list of ingredients. As I say, I don't know if the products are any good. There are some positive reviews out there on the internet for the products, although it's difficult to tell whether they are placed by professional marketing tools or genuine. The main issues seem to be around the marketing, so I guess I'm just saying beware, not just of this brand, which may be a good brand, being slightly too forcefully marketed, and stick your ground. You're not forced to buy anything that you don't want to buy, and it's not unreasonable, certainly in premium brands, to expect that you will get a sample to try how the product suits your skin before you buy. And particularly when I've struck up a conversation with a sales associate, I've never had a problem with that. So buyers beware. Take care. Bye for now.